Right. Today I am using my grandpa's old corn sheller. It's a hand crank corn sheller. This field corn was left over from the combine in our field, and we're just going to shell it. And later on I'll show you how we grind it, and that's what we use for crack corn for our chickens. Trying to do it one-handed, so we see how it goes. And it comes down, it comes right outside. There you go. Okay, now we're going to show you how we grind our corn. This is another one of my grandpa's. It may have been his dad's. I'll have to ask him. But it's just a, let's see, the Red Chief, made in Louisville, Kentucky. Just an old grinder. The corn goes down in the holes and just grinds it. What we use, we've kind of refurbished a little bit. It's just an old coffee can. Fits underneath there pretty nice. Let's put a little bit in there, show you how it goes. But it's another hand crank. It's not as easy as the corn sheller. It didn't crack as good. There's actually an adjustment right here to either make it finer or more coarse. It's just for the chickens. They can actually eat whole kernels, but I like to just grind it up. Seems like it goes a little farther. And I've got my trusty partner with me. Bo is usually not too far away as long as I let him in the garage. He's right there, always begging to help. He's a pretty good boy, aren't you, Bobo? Yeah. All right, back to grinding. Here's a bag we've already filled up with all the corn we've ground so far. You can see there is some big chunks. Most of them is pretty small. The chickens really like it. We give this to them every morning, and it helps with the nice yellow color on their eggs, and also gives them some protein. They really like it. It's something to scratch at. Okay, I was doing a little research on the corn sheller, just trying to figure out about how old it is. It's a Gary Iron Works from Cleveland, Ohio. It's a Cyclone. What the internet's saying is kind of rare. I don't know how true that is. You can't believe everything on the internet. But the patent is from 1891, so it's more than likely my great-grandpa's. My grandpa may have bought it at an auction back when he still had some livestock. They had goats and chickens and stuff growing up with my mom. But yeah, it still works. I have not done anything to this except build a brand new box. The box we had with it was one that Grandpa had obviously made. It was kind of thin plywood, and the mice that got into it, it's been sitting in the barn probably 25-30 years since the last time I used it. So it kind of fell apart. So I built a brand new box out of some 3/4 inch plywood I'd laying around. Put a little bit of OSB on the bottom just to hold it. But yeah, it works really good. But yeah, the technology from 1891, you know, it's pretty interesting how they made it. It sucks the corn in, shells it, and spits the cob off to the different side. It's pretty handy. I don't know how you can, well, you can see this. This is our corn grinder. It's a Red Chief, or it's a corn grinder made by Red Chief Manufacturing. It's out of Louisville, Kentucky. I looked at real quick on the internet. Looks like it's another late 1800s, early 1900s design. But really we haven't done anything to it either, except I put a new handle on it because the one that we had, it was gone. And I bolted down to a new piece of wood. But that's it. It actually works really, really well. When we pulled it out of the barn, we actually did nothing else to it except just start putting corn in it and running it. Had a little rust come out, but other than that, it worked really good. Chickens don't mind. But yeah, this farm equipment, a lot of times you can buy this stuff at a farm auction. It's fairly, sometimes you get cheap, sometimes not. One just like this on eBay is currently asking $350 for it. I've seen them at farm auctions. Sometimes they go as little as $20, $5. It just depends on the shape and if anybody's there that really wants it for an antique or wanting to use it. But if you've got cornfields in the area, a lot of times farmers don't mind if you wait till after they pick it and go through the field and pick up all the cobs that they drop. That's how we get all of ours, and then you can use it for something you want. I think next year we may try to plant some open pollinated corn and then keep some of it back to plant the next year. But the stuff we've been picking, just hybrid corn, which is about 99% of all corn grown in the United States, is hybrid corn. The farmers really don't want that corn out in the field because it will sprout in the spring and grow, and most of it is Roundup ready. And next year when they spray Roundup on for the beans or whatever else they have in it, it won't kill those. They will suck nutrients out of the ground, but the corn itself will not produce a cob. If it does, it's very, very little. And if it's mixed in with the beans, they actually get docked for it. So that's actually helping the farmer out. If you don't have your own fields, if you ask a farmer in the area, say, hey, can I go out after harvest and pick up the cobs you don't get? Some combines leave a lot, some don't. Our farmer actually leaves a little bit, mainly because he plants with a 6-row planter, and the guy he has harvest has an 8-row, so 2 rows don't really line up. Knocks some down, he gets the majority of it. But the corn we had this year actually bushels is about 235 bushels per acre, so it did really, really well. Some of the cobs were really big, but he did drop some down. And of course, I got my shop helpers here with me, Bo and Bailey both, and they always get jealous of who gets petted the most. Don't you? Don't bite. Ah, you turd.